Hello, welcome to today's marketing session. We are going to talk about something that I hope when you're done watching this will give you a sense of relief and some really good actionable tips that you can use as soon as you're done watching this, okay? So I know because I also am a brand, as somebody that represents a business, I also represent a service. So me, Ginna Tassinelli, as a human being, is also a brand, just like you are when you are representing your products and your services. And I know that we tend to work tirelessly, right, to put as much content out there, to be as visible as we possibly can on social media for the purpose of servicing more clients, meaning gaining more clients, making more money. But do you feel that you're putting all this energy into it and you're just not getting the results that you really deserve to get, right? With the time and maybe even money that you're putting into it if you have a virtual assistant or a social media manager doing it for you. So I'm going to share with you today 9 ways to use social media effectively so that you put yourself out there in a way that's going to start building connections, getting you more clicks on your posts, getting you more engagement, getting you more comments, and hopefully getting you more people to service. All right. So if you are new to the page, I welcome you. I'm so happy that you found me. My name is Ginna Tassinelli, and I'm the owner and founder of Hype Media. We are a boutique social media marketing agency servicing small corporations as well as female entrepreneurs, both with done-for-you services, but we also do private one-on-one coaching with me. So I'm excited to share this information. It's something that I actually try to teach my own clients that I private coach because it's so important, especially with us entrepreneurs, when we're putting ourselves out there and really trying to make a bigger impact to those that are going to be our target audience. So as you're watching this, if you hear something that you really think is like, oh my gosh, this makes so much sense, this resonates with me, give me a hashtag hype. That way I know that it's something that, made sense to you. And it just lets me know that what I'm talking about is helpful, because that's really why I come on every Thursday at 12:30 Eastern time, is to dish out as many tips as I possibly can to help you. I know what it's like to be an entrepreneur and to juggle everything, especially now during this new time that we're in. And if you're a mom and you've got kids at home, it's a lot to juggle all at once. So I want to make the visibility and your energy and putting all this information out there about you and what you can provide to others as simple as possible. So let's start with number 1, okay? So one of my favorite ways to connect with other people on social media, and you may already do this, but I'm going to share with you some tips to do it maybe a little more effectively than you might be doing it now. And that would be to find the right groups. And there are some amazing groups on Facebook, but also on LinkedIn. So I will admit, I personally am not as heavy on LinkedIn as maybe I should be, but listen, you can't be everywhere at once and do it effectively. So my motto is stick to 1 or 2 platforms and focus on those. And then you can always add more once you get 1 or 2 down and you get them to be working for you and bring in as many leads as possible. So when you are looking for groups, there's a couple ways to do this. You can find groups that are in your industry, right? But those may be already just overcrowded with people that do the same thing that you do. And now it doesn't mean that you shouldn't be in those. You definitely should, because there you can get a lot of ideas from other people. And who knows? I'm actually in a lot of groups that have to do with social media marketing, managing chatbots, that sort of thing, because we do all of that here. And it's interesting to find that we each have our own or maybe a few different skill sets. So it's okay to be in a place, in a group, in a community with people that do very similar things that you do. The difference is that you have a unique set of skills that they may not have, and so you guys can complement each other. So I love using groups that way. So when you are finding groups, so say you're in a group that is within the same industry or has the same type of people that you may consider as competitors, but I don't want you to consider them as competitors. Think of them as people that you can partner with, that you can collaborate with. So that's one set of groups. Then the other set of groups is getting into groups where you can find people that not only would use your services, but think about other things that they do. Okay, so for example, I'm also, as most of you know, I'm an image consultant, and it's part of what I do with my one-on-one coaching when it comes to personal brand style. So as an image consultant, I am actually in groups that are, for example, like cooking groups, recipe groups, mom groups, places like that, where people aren't necessarily just talking about style and fashion. They're talking about other things. But once in a while, there are questions that pop up about fashion and style. And that is a great opportunity for me to jump in and give, a suggestion, give some advice. Definitely put my voice in there so that people get to know me. So you don't have to just focus on groups that pertain specifically to what you do, okay? Because you also want to create a human connection in any group that you're in. And if you're in a more casual group that's not just business oriented, you can really stand out, and you can stand out as the expert. So find groups and save them. And I actually have a fun tool to use with groups. So if you're big into groups, especially for like direct sellers, if you're in direct marketing, or maybe a service type of business, and you have groups where you have made a lot of contacts, right? Sometimes it's really difficult to stay in touch with those contacts because you forget. Maybe you take screenshots of a post to remember, but to remember to go back and actually reach out to these people again doesn't always happen, especially if you're multitasking. So there is an app called Group Tracker by one of my friends who is part creator of this, and it's called Group Tracker. Check it out. I am probably going to actually have her come on here sometime really soon to do a live demo for us, but she is absolutely genius with this app that she has created, and it's basically a CRM for groups, for Facebook groups. So just a little side note there. All right, so number 2 way is keep your image consistent. So remember, as a brand, you are the face of your business, okay? So it's really important that when you put yourself out there, you want to put yourself out there authentically. So you want to align your brand, your image, the tone of your voice and your captions. You want to align that with who you are as a human being. And especially if you are a coach or in direct sales, or you represent a product, maybe you're the face of the product, you really want to make sure that when people are following you or they come in contact with you on social media, that they're going to be able to learn more about you. So putting yourself out there in a way that stays consistent is really important. And I will give you, an honest example of myself. As the owner of a social media marketing agency, Hype Media used to just put itself out there as more of kind of like a resume page. I wasn't coming on here live, nothing like that. And the reason being was because we were only dealing with small corporations. So, and our business clientele was more like word of mouth. But since we have gotten to the point where I personally now am coaching female entrepreneurs through their image, personal brand style, and their own social media strategies, I now have to be the face of Hype Media, and I have to put myself out there as the face of Hype Media versus just a logo. Okay, because I truly am the brand. I am the one that's going to be connecting with more of you, not my logo colors, not the name of my business, not even my website. So if you've noticed, if you've been following along for the last maybe couple months, and you've noticed me coming on here every Thursday at 12:30, that is one of the reasons, because I need to make a connection with you as myself, as a human being that you will be connecting with. So the same thing goes with Style Rebel Mama, my image consulting business. For years, I have always been the face, so that one's a little bit easier. But now we are working together, so you will see a lot of overlap between Hype Media, and Style Rebel as the coming months progress, because we are working on both companies starting to merge together. So even the branding is going to be a little bit different. And you may notice some things on this page where I'm talking about image more. And that's the reason why, because now I have two brands that now I have to merge together. So it takes work, but it's super exciting. So if you're in a position like that where you have two passions and you're trying to bring them together, remember to bring them together consistently. Okay. So, and there's different ways that you can do that and make it, very seamless and not such a challenge. And that's something that I will be sharing in an upcoming workshop as well. So, so definitely keep your image consistent. And the same goes along with the description and different profiles. So maybe your profile on Facebook and your profile on LinkedIn, they should be very similar so that it's very cohesive. All right, number 3 is to engage regularly. And you're probably thinking, but I'm already creating all this content for Facebook and for Instagram and for LinkedIn and maybe for Twitter and maybe for Pinterest, wherever, blogging. But you want to engage with humans regularly. So that's not just on your business profiles, but also on your personal profiles. The more you engage, especially when it comes to engaging to help the algorithm pick you up, the better it is for you, okay? And you're building more human connections. So, it's when you have a brand, when you're putting yourself out there, it's not a simple I'm calling myself Style Rebel Mama and I'm going to attract all of these people that want help with their image and with their style. That's not how it works. There's a lot of work that's put into it. It is a job, but the end result is amazing when you put the work into it on a daily basis and you make it part of your routine. So promoting yourself is really important. And when you share content on your personal profile, that's not necessarily business, because you're not really supposed to do that anyways. But you can share content on your personal profile that indirectly lets people know what you do. Maybe you went out for a run and you had a thought like I did today, and I posted in my story. I went out for a run. I had a thought about, how hard it's been to get back into the groove of running. That's a more of a personal thing. And then in the end, I mentioned, if you're struggling getting into the groove of things with your own brand or your business, you might want to join my workshop. So making sure that you are engaging regularly on your personal profiles, on your business profiles is really, really important. And so the other thing that you want to do is reach out to people one-on-one, message them, go on their personal profiles, and, don't just like their content. Don't just like their images of them with their kids or them, out and about, or birthdays. Actually comment, say something to them, and then take it a step further and send them a personal message and just say, hey, I noticed that you were at, the beach the other day, or I know right now it's kind of hard to say, oh, I noticed you were here or there, but hey, I noticed that so-and-so celebrated a birthday. happy birthday to them. How's it going? So just be a human. I know with social media, we tend to turn into like robots because it's, online, it's digital. And I think we get into this frame of thought, oh, but it's online, we're not face to face. It's okay to be more, I don't know, less personable, but it's so much more important to be personable with social media because it's really hard for them that person that you're wanting to interact with, it's hard for them to see your facial expressions. It's hard for them to hear your tone of voice when you're just typing a comment. Or just, scrolling through. So it's really important to make sure to engage with others, and it's definitely going to help you and the algorithm and when you're putting your content out there. Okay, so the fourth way to use social media to your advantage. Am I on? Yeah, number 4. For your brand is to diversify your content. So I see this break down the walls of social media and reconnect as a human. Yes. So number 4 was diversify your content. Okay. So as you are strategizing your brand message and you are maybe putting together a content calendar, don't just post sales. Don't just post a promo. Don't just post, maybe you have an upcoming challenge. You want to diversify it. Post some inspirational quotes. Share some content from other pages that are within your space, not necessarily a competitor, but a page that somebody that likes your page would also be interested in a different type of business, but it all kind of is under the same umbrella. So for example, I share on this page, not just stuff about social media marketing. I share things about blogging. I share things about Pinterest. I share things about style. All of these things have to do with being an entrepreneur and might interest somebody that's an entrepreneur. So instead of just being like, laser focused on what you do, think about what people that your target audience, so your target human, think about other things that they are interested in within the same scope. And so share other content. And one way to really get a higher engagement on your business page, so more of an organic engagement, is to share content from other pages that are highly engaged. That's just a little hack that works really well. You're a little bit piggybacking on their audience, and it helps the algorithm too in your court. The other thing is to also share, in addition to like quotes and things from other pages, but share articles are okay to share. Be careful with where you put those links though. Facebook does not want you to link away from Facebook. Many times it's really smart to put them into the comment section of that post. Share articles, share videos, do a Facebook Live once a week on the same day of the week. Make it like, a show. Just like I go live here every Thursday at 12:30, and I go live on Style Rebel Mama every Wednesday at 12:30. And that helps also keep a consistency with your content. Number 5, study influencers or study other people in your space that have more of an engaged audience. So study their pages, study their profiles, study their websites, study their posts. That's a really great way to start to like help you brainstorm on your own posts. Is see what posts are working on other business pages with people within the same space that you're in. Okay. And one place to do this that's super fun is if you go into your business manager, and if you don't have a business manager, I'd love to know. Tell me yes or no, business manager. Just say the word yes, business, no business, if you do or you don't have a business manager account. So inside of business manager, you can go into audience insights And you can, from there, type in different interests, and you can really get a good idea as to what people all over Facebook are into within certain interests. You can check out, it'll give you the top 10 pages that people follow within a specific interest, even a age group, demographic, gender, all of that. That is a great place to do research and to really get your a content strategy together, is to follow other business pages and see what they're doing as well. Same thing with LinkedIn, other blogs. Go on Pinterest is a great place to do this also. Okay, number 6 is give as much as you can. Give as much value as you can. Okay, so I don't have to go on here every Thursday to give tips, but I will tell you this, I'm connecting with more of you and I'm creating more of a human connection, which is so important. And I'm here to support female entrepreneurs. So I want to give value, as much value as I possibly can. Give tips, do a lot of personal stories, personal experiences. That's really helpful. It helps people, it helps them know that you are a human being. You're not just trying to sell something, that you really care and that you are there to support them. And you can do this in so many different ways, okay? You can do this with Facebook Live. You can do this within just your posts, whatever content that you post. You can do this through lead magnets, and at the same time, collect leads that way. So there's a lot of different ways to do this. Number 7 is ask questions. Ask your audience and your community questions. This is something I love to do inside of my free style group, is I want to know from them what are their challenges with their personal style, so that I know how to better support them. And then I can come up with better content that's going to be something that they want to engage with. That's the whole point of this. So you don't want to focus on what you think your audience needs. You want to focus on what they want. And what you can, after you start talking to them about what they want, you can then slowly talk to them about why you feel they need something to give them better results, right? But in the beginning, you want to find out what they want, and that's what you want to talk to them about. That's the content that you want to put out there. One quick hack when you are posting, a way to really up your engagement on a post is to start the post with a question and then give some either multiple choices or, and I think I talked about this in last week's live. So for example, I could have posted, I can post something like, maybe I want to know if my audience has a business manager account or not, right? So instead of posting as to why they should have a business manager account, that would probably just like make them keep scrolling. A way to caption it, do you currently, or have you set up your business manager account yet? A, yes, B, no. So all they have to do is respond with either A or B. And then underneath the A or B multiple choices, then I'll give a reason why they should have a business manager account. Okay, so that's just a quick example of including a question at the beginning of your post to then cause a reaction. Will they always respond? No, but they are more likely to respond if you do it that way. And then the more responses, the more comments, the more engagement, the more distribution and reach you're going to get on that post. And the better it is for your page, or, if you're doing this on Instagram, wherever. And then you can go back and you can respond to everybody that left a comment, and then take it a step further and send them a personal message through Facebook through your business page. All right, so just a little hack there. Number 8 is jump into discussions. And this is really important inside of groups. This will take it a step further with groups, is, don't be afraid to add your voice. Make yourself visible in the discussion, especially if it has to do with something that you're an expert in. Maybe it's, they're asking a question inside of a group. They need some advice, suggestions on something. Don't be silent. Be a voice. Okay. And if I know that maybe you don't want to spend as much time on social media than you need to, because personally, I don't. So one thing that I do is I do this maybe like 3 or 4 times a week. In the mornings, I will set my timer for 30 minutes and I will go into some of my favorite groups where I am more involved in. And I'll go into the search bar of that group and I'll type in something like social media or Facebook ads or personal style. And then I populate those posts by most recent. And I start to go through those posts. And if I see something that makes sense for me to comment on, I will add my comments. And it's a way to put yourself out there, be more of a voice inside of these groups, and to really take advantage of them without sounding like a salesy weirdo, okay? Because nobody likes that either. And I'm a part of many groups, and I'll tell you, I get random messages from people that I have never spoken to in the group. I don't even know that they've ever seen maybe anything that I have posted, but they are just really spamming. And that is such a turnoff. So don't be one of those, okay? You want to build a connection first within the group and then ask for permission. Hey, would you mind if I send you a message? But don't be a salesy weirdo. It's awkward and nobody wants to connect that way. And I will not respond to any friend requests that way either. Opinions and discretions, right? Yes, exactly. So give your opinion, offer solutions, be valuable to that community, okay? And your voice will be heard. And then number 9 is to monitor your name. So see how your name comes up using different keywords, your name or your business. And then monitor that. And if you need to make adjustments so that you make sure that everything is cohesive, please do that. You can do that, check out your LinkedIn profile, check out your Facebook profiles, your Instagram. I'm actually kind of revamping a lot of mine because we are doing this transition of putting Hype Media together with Style Rebel so that we can support female entrepreneurs both with their personal brand style, their image, and their social media. So that's something that now I have to work on with all of my profiles and make sure that I am being very clear as to what I do and how I can support more of you. So make sure, take the time, go into, even your website, if you have a website, your blog, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Pinterest, Facebook, LinkedIn, all those places. And just take you don't have to do it all in one day. Do 10 minutes on one, 10 minutes on another one, different days, and then you'll get it done within a week. So I hope that you found this beneficial today. Do you guys have any questions? And if you're on the replay, don't be shy because I come back and I respond to everybody. Okay, so I will see you guys next Thursday live right here again at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Wednesday on Style Rebel Mama, 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And again, if you are on the replay, make sure to say workshop to get in that workshop with me. And I'll see you guys again next week. Have a fabulous rest of the week. And thanks for watching. Bye.